Hey guys, it's Chris and I'm back here with another foodie video covering her weigh-in today. I was going to film this earlier and then we got busy and we got another video out for you. Right now it's about 20 to 10 at night, waiting for channel guy to get done with work. Kiddo is upstairs in his room playing some video games with a couple of his little friends. So I figured let's get this done. Let's see what she has to say. I did see some clips on Twitter where she was weighing the scale, weighing and saying that the scale was not fussed with. But I made a short that I'm going to put in here right around that area of this video, and it's just, a lot of us know it can be done, but it's basically just a minute clip of me showing you how easy it is to manipulate the numbers on a scale, because Foodie insists I'm not messing with the scale, I'm not tampering with it or tearing it. You can still force a different weight on it, a lower weight, even if you don't technically tamper with it. So that'll be in there, and we're just gonna get into this. It's nice and cozy in here. I have the lights turned down. Frodo is beside me eating some homemade jerky that I made for him. I've got a nice hot cup of tea, and I've skipped through her cameo and everything because we ain't got time for that. So let's see what she has to say. It's gonna be lies, but
I know too much is not good, so too much of anything is not good for anybody. That's the whole point of my.
she is sped up. So I'm sorry if she sounds a little fast, but I can't listen to her on she's talks so slow that it's too painful to listen to her at regular speed.
Lifestyle change. All right, guys, so here's a weigh-in. Don't mind the blurring. It's just, I don't want you guys to see my silhouette. The scale is reflective. Don't mind the stain here on the scale. I just noticed that now. But I'm just showing you guys that my scale cannot be tampered with. There's no tear.
But you can manipulate it, though, Foodie.
Option or anything like that. In the back, it's just basically where you can change the unit between pounds and kg and the battery. Hello, guys. Well,
and if you see, she showed us a number on the scale. She did not show us her stepping on it. I think she might almost max out that scale's weight, or totally max out the scale's weight. So I find it hard to believe that that's an accurate weight. These girls, they want you to believe them so bad, but they don't just ever upload a plain and simple, irrefutable weigh-in. So until they do that, they're going to continue to seem like liars because they lie.
Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be a weigh-in and discussion.
I don't know if Frodo wants to come say hi. You want to come say hi to everybody? You being a little crab. Frodo, come here. Look it, say hi. Well, come say hi. Everybody likes seeing you. Or you're going to be a crab. Want to find me? Nope, doesn't even want to find me. Guess he's not going to visit right now, so.
Weigh-in discussion kind of video, as you saw from the opening. I did say yesterday I was going to have Salah film me getting on the scale.
Yeah, so why didn't you do? I'm going to slow her down just a little bit. She's at 1.5 speeds. I'll put her at 1.25. Yeah.
But then I'm like,
there.
Video, as you saw from the opening. I did say yesterday I was going to have Salah film me getting on the scale. But then I'm like, I just, sometimes he's busy and like, he's not.
It literally takes 1 minute for him to hold the phone while you step on the scale, show you're not holding anything. He walks over, takes a picture of the number, and you're done. Call it a day. I literally showed how you can manipulate a scale in a minute short. So this is not an excuse.
Not around when I want to weigh myself, or he's still sleeping, or which was the case today when I woke up. I want to weigh myself right in the morning when I wake up, and have
that is the best time to weigh yourself.
An empty stomach, and I like to do it without any, getting all dressed up and everything. So that's what I did. I weighed myself, and I showed you the scale because I'm not gonna, I don't care what haters say.
I don't think you stand on it correctly. And like, maybe I'll put that like right here at the 2 minute mark of her video. I will put my clip in here where I show you that it's very easily done. And when I did it, I'm sorry if the volume's a little low. Sometimes I hold the phone away from me when I'm doing a short, and I don't realize how low the volume is. But the fact is I got the scale to take off almost 15 pounds, and it still literally looked like I was actually standing on it. And that's me, who is literally half her weight. Like, she weighs double what I weigh. So she can easily manipulate it, shifting her weight and stuff to seem to have a difference of easily 30, 40, 50 pounds.
About the scale, I just wanted to show you once and for all that.
Okay, so yeah, it will be right here somewhere in the video. This is what I was talking about, Foodie manipulating the scale without actually tearing it. Here's my scale, and if I stand on it and put all my weight on it, and I lean forward, I'm at 181. Yes, I'm retaining a lot of water, guys, but you can't see. If I go like this, I'm actually raising one of my feet slightly. It still looks like I'm standing on it, and I'm holding on to something up top. And it still looks like I'm standing on it. But look. 167. That's a difference of almost 15 pounds. So she could very easily be tearing it. Manipulating it without tearing it. Thanks.
Can't be tampered with. There's no tar option or whatever it's called. There's no setting the scale, whatever, okay? Salah does weigh himself with that scale, and it's accurate for him, so that's good enough for me. If it's not good enough for my haters, I don't get that, whatever, who cares? Yeah, so that's what my weigh-in is, and
I don't believe it. I think she's not standing on it properly. It's not weighing her right because she's getting to the top level of what it can handle, and sometimes that causes them to glitch. But she's just a dishonest person, right? It is what it is. Now, I know some people say she's like 450, 500 pounds. Guys, she's not that big. She's around my height. I'm 5 foot. I claim 5'1", you know, because I got like some height with the hair sometimes. But Chantel's around my height. She's like, what, 5'2"? She's still got for her weight, she's got fairly thin legs and arms. She carries all of her weight in her abdomen and seemingly in her head. But we also can't see what's going on with her abdomen and stuff because of her clothes. And so yeah, but she definitely, I would say she's not 338 pounds. I think she's probably 385, 390 to about 400, 410. She's somewhere around there is what I would give her. Again, we would need to see some real actual tight clothes and stuff to get a good estimate, but that's like my guesstimate.
happy because it's going down.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
Alhamdulillah.
Ain't nothing going down in that house, if you know what I mean.
So in Bangkok, the last time I weighed myself was on this like weird, sketchy street scale.
And that was bullshit, Chantel. You know they don't take care of that thing. It gets knocked around. They probably don't calibrate it. And we could see very clearly you couldn't stand on it fully, still, properly. Your gut, you literally could not get your gut on it enough to stand on it correctly. And you were grabbing it. So don't even try to claim that that was accurate. You, not in the least.
Front of 7-Eleven that you put one baht in, that's their currency there. And it was too narrow this way, and I'm like this way. So, you know, I had a hard time. I had to hang on to the back of the scale.
Yeah, and that's gonna alter it.
But it was wavering between around 164 and 165 kg. So I'm not sure how accurate that is. Was, but it was probably around there because that's usually my weight when I'm not doing too well. It goes up into the 60s, 160s kg. So, yeah. So
Ooh, that tea is hot.
Who don't know, I think that's around 153 kg is about 300.
I just don't think she's 338 pounds. I think that she's done something. Whenever she seemed to use, I mean, I haven't watched her for very long. I guess, didn't she used to be a little more open and honest about her weight? Like, why is she backpedaling and being so insistent that she's losing weight and doesn't weigh as much now? Like, what changed? Is it to try to get Salah to be attracted to her or something? To stick it to the hater? He's never going to be attracted to her. I firmly believe he is absolutely repulsed by her. Wouldn't you be? I'm sorry. Even if she was thin, if she was the exact same person, she was just a thinner version. She's still lazy, greedy, dirty, no manners, no ambition, no skill. Like, there's nothing attractive about her. And I think her weight just definitely tips it over to the edge where, like, like he sees her and nothing's happening. You know what I mean?
39 pounds, so I'm around there, 339, 340. So yeah. So what have I been doing? And I know I've been here all the time. I usually get down to the low 150s and then I go off track. So
you are never on track, Chantel. Not even legitimately for like 48 hours. It's one of the most mind-blowing things. Even Amber can fake it longer than that.
But I have to say, guys, this time my mentality is different.
Is it really? Do you guys believe that? This is bullshit. We've heard this. Haven't we heard this like 2 or 3 times already? We've heard this 2 or 3 times already just this year. Just this year of 2024.
Maybe this will be the time, And I'm not.
Maybe. See, there you are. You're like, maybe this will be the time. I don't know. You do know because it's up to you. It's not up to anybody else, Chantel. So if you want it to be the time for change to happen, you have to be able to do the work. You have to be willing to do the work to make it happen. So if you're just tossing it into the air and leaving it up to the fates, nothing's going to happen.
Saying that there's not going to be ups and downs. There's definitely going to be downs.
And you always say that. She always prefaces with that. Guys, there's going to be ups and downs. Guys, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to screw up. I'm going to have hard times, because she's already setting the scene up to justify having a mistake, having a bad day, eating off track. Like, she's setting it up because she already knows she's going to do it. She's not going to say no and hold herself accountable. So it's just another day in the cycle, right?
I'm sure, I'm ready for them though. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't even want to falter right now. I don't want to binge eat.
You've already faltered. According to people online who watched your live stream, you already eaten one whole one of those chocolate bars, which you said you were only going to use to satisfy a craving and eat 2 squares of it a night. And based on the size of those bars, one bar should have lasted you like 6 or 7 days. And you only did this grocery haul, according to your videos, a couple days ago. So you've already screwed up and let yourself eat more and indulged and not told yourself no. So you're already giving in and slipping up.
I don't want to give in. I just want to keep going and doing what I'm doing. Except last night when I was laying in bed.
I want to do it, guys. I want to keep going. Except for last night. Which is what? 48 hours into this whole health arc? Oh, God. I've never seen such a lack of wherewithal and personal will ever in my life.
And we were going to sleep. I kind of had this like little feeling that, thinking of all the cheese in my fridge and all the...
You shouldn't have bought all that shit. Chantel, you should have bought what you needed, not all the shit you wanted, not stocked up for the apocalypse. Like, cheese isn't going out of style. You didn't need to get that much, especially knowing you.
Food I could go eat, food I could make.
And you don't need to go out and make food and eat food right before bed. Like, At what point is this woman going to understand? Same with Amber. To lose the amount of weight she needs to lose to fix the problem she has, she is going to have to deal, like just suck it up and deal with learning to be a little bit hungry sometimes. For a while, probably a lot of the time, while she changes her food and cuts her portions down because she eats. The portion's supposed to be this big. She eats this big. So her stomach is super stretched. She's if she's not willing to just suck it up and deal with it and white knuckle through it and be hungry and deal with discomfort, it's not going to happen.
You know, whatever I have in my house, I would find something. And then I thought, no, like, no.
You
no.
would eat the leather off a sofa, Chantel, if you could.
No, just tell yourself no. You're not gonna. It didn't last long, and it wasn't very intense, so alhamdulillah for that as well.
And that's what happens. If you actually tell yourself no, Chantel, and you do this and you practice this self-discipline, it does get easier, especially when you don't have the stuff in the house and you have the luxury of not living with a family, not having kids around. So you have the luxury of only bringing into your house the things that are good for you, that you can handle. It's a very unique position that you're very lucky, just like same with Amber. So you are in 100% complete control. It couldn't be set up any easier for you.
So what I'm kind of doing, I don't even want to.
Oh, here we come, Nutrition Lynn, Nutrition Chantel. She's been doing something for 18.4 hours, guys.
Label it. I'm just aiming for no binge eating.
Hot take. As somebody who has a history of the Engine Bay, and my little friend Mia, you can put those together with ED stuff. We have to talk in code here on YouTube. I am telling you, in my humble opinion, this bitch does not have BED. Not in the least. She lacks a lot of the hallmark criteria and diagnostic criteria. She's never gone to therapy long enough to get properly diagnosed. She just saw it and said, oh, binge eating, it's an excuse. I can use it as an excuse for all my problems. She does not have bed. She's just a glutton. She's a greedy, gluttonous overeater. Every time she eats, every meal of every day, she overeats. That's it. Nothing else. And I do want to react to her video about where she gets into this and she talks about Salah controlling her and everything. I'm going to go into more ED detail in that video. And I will disclose a little bit about myself in there. But I'm telling you, she doesn't have it. She uses it as an excuse, and then she preaches Haze type intuitive eating rhetoric. Well, I can't restrict. I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. My bed. It's all just an excuse to dismiss her bad behavior, take away self-accountability, and as an excuse to eat what she wants. Oh, I got to eat this because, bed, and I got to do this and that. No, that's not how it works. That's not proper intuitive eating, and intuitive eating is not for somebody like Chantel. So that's that.
And eating, I don't know, like eating less, I guess. Eating less. I'm not totally depriving myself.
And you should be. Like, that's another hot take, and I know she fucking hates to hear it. But guess what? If you want to lose the 200 bills you need to lose, Foodie Doody, you're going to have to deprive yourself in some way, shape, or form. Very likely several ways, shapes, and forms, at least for an extended amount of time. Like, you have to. She will never get her diabetes under control. She will never lose weight unless she is willing to, in some ways, deprive herself. And that's just the hard truth of it.
Although I haven't eaten any junk food, I still have my one chocolate bar. The other one was finished over a few days.
Yeah, over a few days. Look at this chocolate bar. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me get my little pointer. This thing, like one little section here is a couple of squares, then this, and then this, and then this. You can kind of see it through the wrapper. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's about like 7 layers there. And if she broke off 2 a night, which is what she said she was going to do, that chocolate bar should last her 7 days. If she has like 2 squares every night. She said it lasted over a few days. She only did that grocery haul a couple of days ago. So she's already given in and allowed herself to have what technically she's supposed to be telling herself no to.
So this one is still there. I haven't had any yet. I haven't been craving chocolate.
You ate a whole freaking bar already, Chantel.
So when I have a chocolate craving, I'll just have a couple squares of that and maybe give it to...
You don't have to give in. This is a really hot take. You don't have to give in to every single one of your freaking cravings. And guess what? Every time you think of a food, does not a craving make?
A row. Anyway, so I've just been like...
I'm tempted to buy one of those freaking Lindt chocolate bars just so I can see how many rows there are. I'll look it up maybe. I'll look it up if I remember. Maybe I'll stick it in here. Maybe I won't. But I guarantee that bar should have lasted her at least 5 or 6 days.
Eating.
Yes, I'm being petty and pedantic, but whatever. Call me Karen.
The formula I've been doing is eating 3 meals and 1 snack. So
that's too much. I'm sorry. It's too much. I know you're a big girl and you gotta eat, Foodie, but that's the problem. You don't have to eat so much because you're a big girl. You are a big girl because of how much you eat. You need to cut that back. At the very least, have your 3 meals, your 3 squares a day, which is too much for most people, by the way, guys. But you don't need snacks. You shouldn't be having any snacks. You know where your snacks are? In this big fat head and here in Gunther and Gunther number 2 and probably Gunther number 3. You don't need snacks. You need your body to be burning off those snacks. I'm going to make a freaking video on how insulin works and how like fat loss works to a degree because there's a lot that goes into it. But the fact is if you eat constantly throughout the day, your insulin's never go down. You're never going to properly tap into if you're eating constantly, you're not going to tap into your fat stores. And we know even with her 3 meals a day, she's eating too many carbohydrates, too much processed food, and she's still eating too big of portions. So she definitely shouldn't be snacking.
At night, like when we watch a movie together, I'll usually have like a small miniature size bag of potato chips.
You shouldn't have fucking potato chips in your house, much less in your pie hole. You don't need potato chips, Chantel. You shouldn't be eating potatoes. You shouldn't be having chocolate for the polyphenols. You are so beyond having to worry about things like polyphenols. Like, give me a break. You don't need potato chips, Chantel. And you can't tell me that you really actually think about all that food and stuff and you just have one little individual sized bag of potato chips and you're happy. No, you probably go and get 3 or 4 of them or eat a whole bag. Why are you bringing this stuff in your house if you're actually serious? I wish Sala would actually man up, let his testicles descend, and freaking put his foot down and tell you, bitch, no. We're not having that in the house. I like that stuff, but you can't stay away from it, so no. Wouldn't that be the day, huh?
And I've only been drinking water, no diet soda, no regular soda.
I also heard that she showed her fridge and that there was a bunch of juice and crap in there. And she always says, the juice is for Salah. The juice is for Salah because he's like a 5-year-old kid. She's drinking that juice. She can't not drink the juice. So again, why is it in the house? You know what will convince Salah to help you, Foodie? Tell him, say, hey, if I eat this junk and I drink all this juice, I'm going to die sooner. And your meal ticket, your money train is going to go bye-byes. So you need to help me stay alive as long as you can if you want to keep this shindig going. So that would probably get him more on board to actually help you. So I bet you there wouldn't be much juice in the house after that.
Soda. I've been eating satiating meals, and I've been eating in between those meals. Like sometimes I like to include some fruit. So sorry, I've been eating 3 meals, one like kind of junky snack at night.
A junky snack at night, 3 meals a day, and you just started describing how if you're a little bit hungry between meals, you eat. You were getting ready. You're alluding that you're eating something in between meals if you're a little hungry. Be hungry in between your meals. What the fuck? It's the food, in the words of Alan Roberts. It's the freaking food. Be hungry. Like, grow up, be an adult, and deal with being a little bit hungry. Or just eat more at your meal. Not all your heavy portions of rice and crap. Load up on actual salad, not dripping in dressing. Some steamed vegetables, some more lean protein, something like that. Eat more of the good stuff at your meal, and then what you get is what you get. And if you're hungry until the next meal, guess what? Tough titty. Like, it sucks. I've been doing it before my birthday, and I started just taking it easy for a few days. I was like being super strict and being super like keto and carnivore and doing the things I know I need to do. It's not always the most fun. It's not always the most easy, but it is what works best for me after the past 2 years of trying all kinds of other things. I am just doing the thing. It's not easy. It sucks a lot. I deal with being hungry a lot. But you just have to like get past it. You have to think about what you want more. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be healthier? Or do you just want this food now? That's what she wants.
Just a small one. And I have some fruit. Like if I'm really, 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 craving something sweet, or I'm kind of hungry.
Just forget about it. Just suck it up. Just say no. Have a diet soda.
In between, I'll have like some fruit.
You shouldn't be having fruit. I knew people like to sing about the good graces of fruit. A type 2 diabetic doesn't need to eat fruit. Maybe some berries, a small amount of berries. But this woman doesn't need fruit. Especially the shit she eats. She don't need grapes and bananas and mangoes. All the sweetest, most high sugar fruits you can get. They're not good for her. They're not good for her. She can't eat like a quote normal person. She's not a normal person. So she knew this was coming for many years. She had plenty of chances to fix it. She didn't. She now has to reap what she has sown. Now she has to deal with, I don't get to enjoy a lot of the foods I like anymore. I don't get to eat that way anymore because I screwed myself over. Now I have to deal with the repercussions of my actions. That's just the long and the short of it.
So I have a lot of fruit, grapes, banana, which is nice because
all the worst fruit she could eat. Grapes, pineapple, banana, mango. They're all the highest sugar fruit possible.
Bananas are not going to go bad. I'm not going to have to like chuck them in the bin. I hate wasting food. It really.
You don't give a shit.
Feel bad. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to have for lunch today. I'm going to put a bit of hot sauce. So I have here some tuna.
Okay, see, this is not bad. Okay, tuna, that was in water, fresh dill. The mayonnaise, that doesn't even look like a ton of mayonnaise, so it's not bad. I'd prefer she weighed it out, measured it out. She ain't gonna. But this isn't bad. But the problem is she will literally eat this in 1 or 2 bites. It's not enough for her. She needs to maybe have it with some cucumber slices, some carrots, some celery, with a couple hard-boiled eggs on the side. You know damn well this woman is going to eat this with pita bread or on her totally unhealthy, like multi-grain bread, which is not good for her. It's no better. I talked about it in her food haul. She's going to have it with some type of carbohydrate, which she shouldn't be doing. This in itself is not bad, but she'll fuck it up.
Tuna. With some mayo, yellow mustard, a whole bunch of fresh dill. I love it. Black pepper. And I'm going to put a bit of hot sauce on there.
That in itself isn't bad.
By the way, this is my hot sauce. There's still plenty. And we're going to mix that. I gave my cat a little bit because yesterday she guilt tripped me. I don't give her much.
That cat hates you.
I know too much is not good, so too much of anything is not good for anybody. That's the whole point of my
Don't you gotta learn?
lifestyle change. It's just to try to be more moderation, you know. Okay, so we have some tuna. I have some of this stuff here left over. So it's like a mixture of cucumber, parsley, tomato, red onion, and this like feta cheese mixture.
That is good too. That's good. That's like fresh herbs, light, not too heavy on the fats, not too heavy, like really low carb. That's not bad. Put that over an omelet. Put that over top of some grilled chicken or some sliced skirt steak or something like that. Shrimp. That would be great with some shrimp. She's not gonna. You know, she's gonna scoop that up with the pita and eat all that like that. She's gonna screw it up.
I have some pita chips.
Okay, so not only is she going to have it with like simple refined carbohydrates, but she's going to have it with deep fried refined simple carbohydrates. This was good, but I told you she'd go and screw it up. Chantel, I'm sorry, you can't have bread anymore. Not all the time. Not bread with fruit, with rice, with... It's too late for this. I should be enjoying my evening.
And I've been eating this. This is like one of my favorite things. It's so good. So
Chantel, you could eat that whole plate piled up with that, and it would be excellent. Filling, healthy, low calorie, like that is fine. Like that and the tuna in itself, I'm actually really happy with. But she has to go and put her freaking hoof in her mouth.
So yeah.
Foot in her mouth. I didn't mean to say that. Didn't mean to say off. I'm sorry. I read too much Twitter.
Have a bite with you guys. So I just kind of take the veggies.
Oh, okay. So she's not even just like eating this with she's scooping this up with these pita, this fried pita, like a chip. So you know there was more than those like 4 in that bowl. You know there was a bunch of those pita chips in that bowl, or she was just eating them from the bag if she's scooping it up like this, like a dip.
And like that, and beauty bite, bismillah.
Watching her eat, really, it unnerves me. It's so disturbing. It's... And then her beady little eyeballs start darting around and popping out of her head. Ugh.
So for breakfast, I've had... usually what I've been having is just like, I had today a slice of multi-grain toast, and I put a little bit of butter on it. And I put some scrambled egg with cheese on it. And I made some homemade...
You could have... Why not have the eggs with... You can cook them in a little butter, guys. Butter, animal fat, stuff like that. It's not bad for you. She has to watch portions. It's not inflammatory. It's far better than seed oils. Why can't you have the eggs? Bulk them up to make them extra with volume-wise with some like liquid egg whites. Put some vegetables in there. Some of this mixture in there. Put a little bit of your cheese in there. Why do you have to have the frickin' bread? If that piece of bread was the only carb you were having all day, okay, fine. I'll give it to you for now. But you're eating a bunch of fried pita chips right here. So I know that's not your only carbohydrate for the day. You're an uncontrolled, insulin-dependent type 2 diabetic, Chantel.
Made potatoes. That's all I have.
So she starts her day with sugar and sugar. Because that's what those are. Potatoes, the bread, it's a carbohydrate. And in your body, it is converted to sugar. The same sugar that like a candy bar would be converted to. A diabetic starting their day with 2 types of sugar is not good. And then I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't have a glass of juice too. So really, really not good.
And then I had a bit of mango.
And then she had mango, so a sugary fruit to go on top of it. So sugar with sugar with sugar at the very start of her day as an insulin dependent diabetic,
Now I'm having this.
a morbidly obese one. And then she's having this nice stuff with fried pita chips. It's like,
So for dinner, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to make, but I took out some ground
how about some air?
beef, and I'm thinking that I'm going to make meatballs. Like
That's
pasta.
good. Those will be fine, but she'll probably put breadcrumbs in them. She'll put breadcrumbs in them. You don't need to put breadcrumbs in meatballs. You don't. You can make them without it.
And eat it with like rice or something like that and some salad.
And rice and salad. So, Chantal, another carb. You're having carbs, simple, refined carbs with every meal. She's never going to get better. Her diabetes is never going to be managed eating like this. Her weight is never going to go down. She's never going to get control of her cravings because her blood sugar is going to constantly be going up and down and up and down. It's like a recipe for failure.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to eat, like a normie.
And you can't, Chantal. You are not normal. You are not a normal person. You have eaten yourself out of being a normal person. Like I said, you knew what the risks were. You have to deal with the consequences now. Thank you for that smug thumbnail. You got to enjoy your eating at the expense of your health now. Now you have to deal with not being able to eat the way you want to anymore. Like, I'm sorry, it's just it's a stark reality. It's a reality. It sucks, but guess what? So does Chantal, and she knew that this was a risk.
When it comes to food, basically somebody whose hormones work properly when it comes to, hunger regulation.
And yours don't. Yours don't. I understand that. Mine don't. I can't eat like a normal person. Your hunger and fullness cues are so out of whack. Your insulin levels are probably so through the roof. You're so screwed up metabolically and hormonally. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to eat like a normal person." No, you're not. You can't. You can't. At least not for about 180 pounds. You can't.
Somebody who's not obsessed with food, doesn't have an issue with food addiction, food eating disorder, somebody who just can eat just to live.
But that's not you. So you can't do that. That's not me. I can't do that. Okay, but the difference is, like, not trying to power level here. I know that, and I accept it, and I am realistic about it. All the people who have control of disordered munching issues and patterns, the ones that are most successful dealing with that are the ones that accept, like, the situation for what it is and accept the changes they have to make. They can't just say, "Oh, I want to be a normal person. I want to eat like a normal person. I want to do this like a normal person." Okay, well, people in hell want ice water too, but they don't get it because that's not what happens.
Or somebody who just can eat just to live and, is moderate about their pleasure with food.
You don't moderate. You cannot tell. She won't tell herself no, guys. She will not tell herself no. She will not deprive herself. She has such little gumption and discipline that she can't tolerate being the least bit hungry, the least bit uncomfortable. So moderation is not for you, Chantal. Sorry, it's not.
So that's that. That's basically what I'm doing right now.
You're going to fail. You've probably failed already.
We do have the treadmill coming. So that will be, we're not going to put it in the bedroom because if we wait for the bedroom to be cleared out, like,
it won't happen because you're lazy. I'm so tired of hearing about, "Oh, we're doing a home gym. We're getting a treadmill, blah, blah, blah." Heaven help me. My contacts are like, my eyes are getting real dry right now. This woman, she doesn't need to worry about a treadmill. Okay, like, yes, exercise is good for your mental health, for your circulatory health, for your just for a myriad of things, cardiovascular health. But it's the least of her problems, and it's only about like 2% of weight loss. You can lose weight with no exercise. The most important thing about weight loss, and the biggest thing she needs to focus on right now, is her diet, what she eats and how much she eats. This treadmill is not going to be a miracle worker. She has to get on it and use it steadily, and she won't. But it's not going to make a difference if she doesn't get a handle on her eating. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the point? In fact, she'll probably like waddle around for 2 seconds on the treadmill, for the camera, and then go, oh my God, because it wins her so much. She'll feel like she burned all these calories and oh, I can eat extra because I was on the treadmill, so it will probably set her up to actually eat even more, and it will probably actually do her more bad than good. And she really has trouble with her mobility. And her her health as far as the ability to breathe, her ability to move around without turning beet red and sweating, and I worry about her cardiovascular health. And like I said, her mobility. She's having a lot of problems walking, especially with that one leg. You guys call it her sugar foot. So she has to be careful because she doesn't want to strain herself too much, because she could really cause some type of cardiac event or something. It's like not, or if she falls and gets hurt, she's going to really be screwed. So she should be focusing on not the treadmill, on the food.
Never gonna happen. So
Oh, you said
we
it.
just don't have like we don't have storage or closets here. So the spare room is kind of where we keep our things. So I'm going to Salah's going to rearrange the couches in the living room, and we plan on putting the treadmill here facing the ocean so that I can face the ocean when I'm using the treadmill.
Is that is that going to motivate you? Chantel, you have the ocean right outside your door. You could go out there and actually walk and look at the ocean and feel the breeze and smell the sea air, and you don't do that. So how is the view of it from your frickin' window of your little shit box there going to motivate you to get on a treadmill and walk? And it's like, do you see what I mean? Like, if the ocean was the view of the ocean was a motivating factor for her, she'd go out and look at the actual ocean.
That would be really nice. It's like peaceful and calming. I don't know. So that's the plan. So that will be coming soon. Then, yeah, I plan on moving more when that comes. Not just when that comes.
She plans on moving more when that comes, but until then, can't do it. Not at all.
But I didn't want to incorporate too much exercise right now because I don't want to
Because you're lazy.
get overwhelmed.
Oh, yes, and we can't forget about the mentals. I get so overwhelmed, thinking about all this food stuff and moving too much. It's all too much for me because I'm such a fragile little freaking flower. I'm sorry, I grew up in a time where you had to suck things up. I mean, if you weren't tough, if you were like this, my generation would chew you up and spit you out. They didn't care if you were uncomfortable or frustrated or feelings were hurt. You still had to do what you had to do, and you did it.
With the new lifestyle change, I'm trying to do kind of like one change at a time kind of thing. And then I'll incorporate.
The one and only change you need to actually be making, Chantel, is your food. And then you'll get some weight off. It'll start going, and then you can start working in little bouts of exercise, increase it a couple minutes every few days, because you're in a very poor state. And then incorporate that. But the one thing you need to actually be focusing on is the food. I sound like a broken
more of
record.
an exercise routine in the future, and it will probably be like, instead of doing 30 minutes all at once, I'll probably break it up into like sections because that's just so much easier. But
Because that's just so much easier. And you see how she laughs about it? Because she knows. She won't do anything that's uncomfortable. Oh, I'll break it up instead of doing 30 minutes at a clip, which isn't much, Chantal. I'll break it up into several small little ones a day. So I only have to get up and move for a couple minutes, and then I can lay back down on my dead ass for 5 hours. She will not see any changes because of this. She's not willing to be uncomfortable and to do the hard stuff she needs to do.
I've been doing like, vigorous housework, cleaning things I never really cleaned before.
I don't think she's been doing vigorous housework. Not even housework, much less vigorous.
you know. So I've been doing a lot of, bending and lifting and or mopping and stuff like that, and just like trying to keep the home really clean, cleaning a lot of the kitchen.
You have a teeny tiny little home, and all you do is lay around, and he's almost never there. I can't imagine that apartment is that hard to keep clean.
Because I've been cooking more. So, and I know these are all normie people things. Like I said, normies, because for me it's hard. Like this lifestyle change. So,
and you need to think about that.
Yeah,
you need to think about why it's so hard, and say to yourself, look at the state I've gotten myself into.
With depression and
don't use that as an excuse. Yes, depression is a real problem. Anxiety, stuff like that. I don't think her anxiety is real. I think she's playing that up. I think she's definitely anxious and uncomfortable being in public because people look at her because she's a spectacle. But I don't think she has the anxiety she claims. She uses it as an excuse, and depression and all that. Chantal, you've had the money and the means for so long to go get help, to go get treatment, go get therapy, get on proper medication. And you've flat out said how many times, oh, you don't go to therapy, like you're above it or something like that. No, if you really cared, you do nothing else over the course of a day. You would at least be taking some type of even virtual therapy with a real life therapist, but doing virtual appointments like people did during the vid. You would be doing something, but you don't do anything to help your mental state, much less your physical state. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for people who won't do a damn thing to help themselves.
Like limited mobility before I get tired. It's just very
sometimes you're just gonna have to suck it up, Chantal, and go, oh my god, I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm sweating, I'm uncomfortable, it hurts, but you gotta do it.
hard to keep up with these things sometimes. So, but yeah, that's what I've been keeping busy with. And
I don't think she's staying that busy, guys. You have to remember, this woman literally, aside from the rare occasions they go out and film, she lays 24 hours a day. So she can tolerate a little bit of activity. A little bit. Not much. Like I said, she has to be really careful, but she can do more than she does.
Between normal life things and just doing content and live streams and, everyday life stuff and planning meals and cooking.
Your live streams suck too, by the way.
It's keeping me pretty busy. So, yeah. So I just wanted to update you guys with that.
I think this is a bunch of crap. I'm going to end it here. She's getting ready to wrap it up. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think she's already failed? Do you believe any of this? I know the answer, but leave it in the comments. Help the algorithm. And help me get the channel to 2,000 subs by the end of the year. If you're not subscribed, please click that button. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you like this little late night upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good night.